Episode 9 is set to introduce many different pieces of Jedi and Sith lore in this story by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really interested in when it comes to this movie is exactly how JJ is going to utilize all the different pieces of the Jedi and Sith lore that will be used in order to move some of the characters like Rey and Kylo Ren forward into this story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting with the characters of Rey and Ezra Bridger in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of Rey inside of the Lost City, within the Jedi section where it's described that she is examining many different Jedi relics and artifacts. It's said that one of which that she discovers is the staff of Ezra Bridger. It's described that as Rey wields the staff, she hears voices reaching out to her, laying out the ancient Jedi code with a handful of brief lessons of the code. It's said that Ezra owned this staff at some point in time after he vanished into the unknown regions, and found a way into the Lost City, and left it behind. It's said that the staff of Ezra was discovered in the unknown regions and that some of the ancient Jedi were connected to that region of the galaxy. Additionally, it's said that the staff of Ezra has the original Jedi code etched into the metal of the staff that is different than the current Jedi code in canon under Disney. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this and as to why I find this to be very interesting and how it may be controversial to some fans out there. Now, first things first, we heard about this staff lightly, I would say 2 weeks ago, give or take, and we actually learned that this staff of Ezra Bridger actually has the ancient Jedi code written on it, and when Rey actually wields it, it glows in a golden color. Now, I want to go over the most important thing over all of this is that once Rey actually touches the staff, she hears voices reaching out to her, saying elements of the ancient Jedi code, very similar to what we actually heard in, of course, The Last Jedi, where Rey is actually near the tree library and she hears the voices explaining the Jedi code within the actual ancient Jedi books. So with that being said, what's really intriguing to me, though, is how Ezra Bridger discovered the staff of course, you know, the ancient Jedi that he discovered and claimed it as his own within the unknown regions and eventually found his way back and left it behind within the Lost City. Now, like I say, the Lost City is going to be a very important location in this film by JJ. We do know that J.J. Abrams was supposed to introduce this environment in, of course, Episode 7, that never made it to the final cut of the movie. And with that being said, we do know that the Lost City is really going to play a major role for the development of Rey as a character and evolving her as a Jedi of some sorts in this movie. So that's one thing to look forward to. You know, we do know that the Lost City really is going to answer a lot of those questions that are related to the Jedi and Sith, as well as borrowing a lot of elements from the expanded universe. And that's the side of the story that I'm really excited about, right? So Ezra Bridger being somewhat of a role in Star Wars Episode 9 in the second act of the movie seems more around the lines of references and, of course, little callbacks to the character and revelations about the character, as opposed to the third act of the movie where he's more likely to actually appear, as we have been going over the character codenamed EB, which most definitely is the character of Ezra Bridger, appearing in the third act of the movie. So this staff, like I say, it's very interesting because we haven't seen something like this in the Disney canon, where we have a staff that has the actual code written on it, the ancient Jedi code, that also reveals to Rey that there were also ancient Jedi based within the unknown regions. And like I say, the unknown regions is going to play a pretty big role in the second act of the movie, not just for Rey as a character, but also for Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren, as we went over in our last video. So, like I said, we're getting closer to the official release of the teaser trailer and the title reveal of this movie. We do know that the title itself is going to have something to do with the MacGuffin in the movie, which, by the way, is a plot device that is used in a story. A great example is the map of Luke Skywalker is the MacGuffin in Episode 7. So the other thing that I do want to touch on here is how Rey discovers the staff of Ezra Bridger, and how it also, you know, pretty much tells us that Ezra Bridger actually used this staff in order to learn new truths about the ancient Jedi and, of course, the ancient Jedi code. Now that's the thing here. Is this a good or a bad idea by introducing a new Jedi code in Star Wars Episode 9? Is this the way to go by J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio? Is this a good idea? Now to me, I think what they should do is stick with the original Jedi code, the code that all hardcore fans and casual fans alike are used to hearing. You know, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are going to be taking Star Wars in a totally different direction after Episode 9's release with the new Star Wars trilogy, so this could absolutely be a way of transitioning into the new trilogy by listing the ancient Jedi code that will be touched on even all the more so in, of course, the new Star Wars trilogy. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.